I want to quickly talk to you about the cheapest shipping services to Korea from the US. Okay, so we are speaking about going from the States into Korea. Okay, so here's the abridgment I want you to think about. If you want to ship to Korea from the US, you have a lot of possibilities that are being offered to you. You have a great market, you have a great customs clearance process, and you have also the power of automation, the power of technology. So if you want to really make if you want, let's say you want to make some kind of a progress when shipping to Korea, you got to really have the right partner. Okay, so in today's conversation, I want to explore the cheapest way to ship from the U.S. to Korea, considering factors like speed, price, and tracking. And also, you got to think about having the right service, because if you want to really make save money over time, you got to have the right service in terms of possibilities. But you also got to think about making sure that you are following regulations from A to Z. And so basically, 98 to 99% of US products enter South Korea duty free, thanks to the US Korea Free Trade Agreement. So that's the course FTA. And that's kind of cool. So you can actually take advantage of that and actually, expand your South Korean sort of market. So the South Korean e-commerce market is really booming. And with 2020, like if you were to think about the next 5 years, basically you're having annual revenue, reaching 57 to 65 billion dollars. So that's kind of cool. And by 2029, for instance, you are looking at anywhere from 100 billion dollars. So this is actually a huge opportunity for ambitious e-commerce stores looking to expand internationally. Okay, so bottom line here is that shipping from the U.S. to South Korea has become critical for e-commerce businesses targeting the growing Korean market. So understanding the best practices, carrier options, and regulatory requirements can really impact your business's efficiency and profitability. And it doesn't matter where your store is located, whether you have a store on Shopify, on WooCommerce, on BigCommerce, on Magento, or have you. The Korean market is really great and is ready to welcome you if you know how to really follow processes. Okay, so you can ship to Korea real fast, and you have various delivery options also. So the thing is that when you think about shipping from Korea to the US, you got to really think about speed, but also timing. So how long is shipping from Korea to the US? Well, basically, if you have the right shipping partner, you can reduce shipping times from Korea to the US with options ranging from express, so you're looking at 1 to 4 days, to air freight, 6 to 12 days. So it's all about how fast you want the items to be shipped to the country. And in terms of cost, really, you can have competitive rates when it comes to shipping to Korea from the US, but the exact cost depends on your package weight, dimensions, and chosen delivery speed. Okay, timing plays an important role here. And in terms of actually shipping a package to Korea, you really, especially if you are shipping from the West Coast, you can really get to Korea within 1 or 2 days or even 3 days. Now, if you are shipping from the East Coast, then it could take a little longer. So it's one of those things where you want to really maybe have a warehousing or a shipping partner, a shipping service that has operations in California, for instance, that or Washington State, so you can really get to South Korea real fast. And now, in terms of the cost, you have to really understand that it's not about the cost per se, but it's about the service that you want to offer your customers. It also depends on the niche that you're in, because your niche, especially when it comes to availability of shipping partners, that niche is going to direct how much you are going to pay in the end. One thing I want to say here is that you just remember that there is an important sort of the chorus fact, an important regulatory framework to really pay attention to if you want to really succeed real fast. Okay, so the chorus fact FTA, actually the Korea Free Trade Agreement, actually will give you all the possibilities when it comes to entering the Korean market duty free. That's important because Korea also has the same thing with the U.S. So Korean products come in the states duty free. So the favor is really well placed here. So this is one of those things where you want to save, you want to really seize the opportunity here. So I want to talk to you about the services here. So when you think about cheapest shipping to South Korea from the US, you got to really think about the possibilities you have. So one thing for sure, if you are shipping internationally from the US, you might be expecting expensive shipping costs and slow delivery times. However, with the right partner, and that's why you need to have the right partner. With the right partner, this is not necessarily the case. I mean, to break down the cheapest shipping rates available in this example, I'm going to ship. I'm going to share you. I'm going to share with you the things that really impact your cost. The weight of the package, the box dimensions. So very important to really think about the dimensions, the contents for custom forms. So because you have to really declare to Korean customs what kind of products you are shipping to the country, right? And also the origin can be New York or LA, or it can be anywhere from the states. And but the destination really is Seoul. So you want to think about Seoul only. I mean, even though there are multiple cities in Korea, South Korea, it's important to know that Seoul is actually the capital of the city, and this is where the majority of economic activity happens. Okay, so this is kind of cool. Now, in terms of if you were to ship, let's say, to Korea flat export, you might be thinking about $20, spending $20, and delivery time 10 to 14 days. If you are going UPS worldwide expedited, for instance, you're looking at $40 pre-working days. That's really good. And then if you're thinking about USPS Priority Mail International, you are looking at 8 to 10 working days, and this is the regular shipping process, and this will set you back $70. This is kind of cool. Now, in terms of the cheapest option, you really have to understand that the cheapest option here, when you actually consider your options, is actually the flat export. So, however, just be aware that even though flat export is cheap, delivery times range from 10 to 14 working days, and tracking is limited. So this might be suitable for non-urgent items where really price is the top priority. You also have express service. So USPS Worldwide Expedited Service and Silver both deliver in just 3 working days and offer excellent tracking, but you have to expect to pay anywhere from $40 to $50. You can also think about SF Express, Economy Express, and also Ascendia, EPAC Standard or Plus, really depending on the strategy you have. But in both cases, you can actually ship from 6 to 15 working days and have a basic or a regular tracking for a price between $20 and $25. And so that's kind of cool because it helps you keep costs down in the long run. If you're thinking about shipping to Korea from the US, here are some additional considerations. You also you want to think about tracking. You want to think about volume discounts. You want to think about also the right partnership that you have, but also USPS. USPS could be a great opportunity because simply because you're shipping internationally to South Korea doesn't mean that you have to necessarily go to a third party such as UPS or FedEx. You can go with our national USPS, and that's kind of cool. In terms of tracking, so for most e-commerce businesses, offering tracking is crucial for customer satisfaction. So you want to choose a service with at least basic tracking. Basic tracking, nothing really complicated, but at least basic tracking. And also volume discounts, because as your business grows, consider contacting carriers directly to negotiate volume discounts that might bring costs down further. Also, in terms of the ideal solution, really everything depends on your specific needs. Your specific needs are really sort of critical, especially when it comes to the specific niche that you're in. So if you prioritize speed, in other words, if your customers care about speed, UPS is the way to go. But for budget-conscious businesses with some flexibility on delivery times, SF Express or Ascendia, as I said earlier, could be better options. But you can also send stuff with UPS. While sending mail from the local post office can be convenient, apart from UPS First Class International, the UPS options available here are priced uncompetitively. Like you're not going to be happy with not only the pricing, but also the capabilities that are coming with UPS overall. I mean, UPS is great when it comes to the US, also great when it comes to shipping internationally. But you have to choose the right service, and you have to also think about having the right partnership. If you have, let's say, an exclusive partnership with USPS, for instance, because you are a high volume shipper, then you can actually access the service at a cheaper price. That's kind of cool because then you can actually make sure that your customers are receiving their items real fast. Your South Korean customers. So let me share with you the steps here. How do you ship from the US to Korea? So when planning to ship from the US to South Korea, understanding the landscape of international shipping is kind of paramount. So what I'm speaking here is that what I'm talking here is that the process involves more than just sending a package. Really, everything requires a deep understanding of shipping rates, customs regulations, and also choosing the right courier services. That's really important, especially in the long run. Okay, so I want to first talk to you about selecting reputable international carriers because everything goes beyond your local post office. I mean, USPS is good, but as I said a little earlier, USPS has limits. Okay, so reputable international carriers like UPS, FedEx, and DHL offer various services tailored to different needs, whether it's express service for urgent deliveries or more economical options for less time-sensitive parcels. And the cool thing is each carrier provides a unique set of benefits, from FedEx's rapid international priority service to UPS's comprehensive solutions when it comes to custom support, but also DHL's Go Green Climate Neutral program for environmentally conscious shippers. So you got to really see what kind of target audience you have and how to actually please that target audience. Also, let's talk about navigating Korean customs and also the address system. One thing for sure, you are lucky because you have the United States Korea Free Trade Agreement, the KORES FTA. So you basically can get into the country with no duties to think about. So understanding Korean customs regulations is kind of crucial for a smooth shipping process. So basically, if the fact that you have a no duties to pay on your products in Korea shifts actually the focus to a proper documentation like commercial invoices and ensuring that your parcel meets the import criteria without falling into the category of prohibited items. Okay, so correctly formatting Korean addresses is also vital to ensure that your package reaches the recipient without delays. The Korean address system can be detailed, requiring specific information, including the correct province, city, street name, and building number. I want to talk to you about cost-effective shipping solutions when you think about Korea to the U.S. and I mean to Korea from the U.S. Okay, so finding the cheapest way to send packages internationally involves comparing prices across different mail carriers and considering, for instance, package forwarding services. So you can actually companies like ShipBob, EasyShip actually offer shipping calculators. Plus, they do have a wide range of shipping options, providing you with a cost-effective solution for international shoppers and small businesses aiming to expand into new markets like South Korea. Okay, so that's the important to think about. So in terms of shipping tips, I want to give you a few essential tips to really remember as you are contemplating entering the Korean markets. You want to think about packing, you want to think about labeling, think about tracking, think about insurance, and think about customs declaration. So when I speak about packing, ensure your box is securely packed to prevent damage during transit. Use sufficient cushioning you want to use cushioning material to make sure that the parcel is well sealed. Okay. In terms of labeling, clearly print the address and commercial invoice. Double check the recipient's details to avoid any confusion. Also, in terms of tracking, you have to really pay attention to making sure that you opt for a service that provides tracking for peace of mind and to keep the recipients informed of their parcel's progress. You want to also consider insuring valuable items to protect against loss or damage. You never know. I mean, from shipping from the U.S. to Korea is a long journey. So stuff can happen. Okay. Also think about customs declaration. So the thing is that even though 98 to 99% of countries enter, I mean, 98 to 99% of U.S. products enter the Korean market duty free. You still have to take care of customs compliance. Okay, so accurately declaring the contents and value of your shipment can help you avoid delays or even penalties from Korean customs. And Korean customs are very strict when it comes to certain products. Okay. So the thing is, if you are trying to really get into Korea from the US, having a shipping partner can really help, because it's not just about actually working with a partner who understands the market, the Korean market, but also understands how to negotiate the pre-discounted rates with carriers. Okay, or even you want to have you want to have an organization that has experience when it comes to customs declaration. So basically, you want to find a courier that can really help you in terms of delivering to your customers in short time frame, in a very short time frame, with reliable tracking and also at a great price, right? Because the bottom line is you want to boost sales, you want to boost customer satisfaction, and you want to really boost also customer loyalty. If you want your Korean customers to really love you, love your e-commerce products, then you want to really think about how to really get things done properly. You want to think about tracking. Tracking is kind of critical. You want to think about insurance. If you have high value items that you are shipping from the US to Korea, you have to cover your back too, because the last thing you want is to actually have a $1,000 product actually being lost in like while in transit, and here you have you have to actually report that loss on your balance sheet. Okay, just remember that shipping from the US to Korea can involve a complex process of choosing the right courier service, understanding customs regulations, and finding cost-efficient shipping methods. Okay, it's one of those things where this is why I was just telling you a little earlier that it's just better if you are able to find out the right shipping partner to really know what's really happening, and also knowing exactly what kind of strategies to have, what kind of shipping strategies to have. Now, if you want to actually insure your products, that's kind of cool because you can keep your shipments safe and secure. So you can focus on scaling your store with up to maybe 10,000 or even in some cases 100,000 of coverage. Everything depends on the underlying product that you are selling. Depends also on the niche that you're in. I mean, some niches will require more than $100,000, especially if the underlying product is more expensive, right? Because it's when you get insurance, you are essentially trying to save your ass, right? You're trying to really sort of protect your revenue. So you got to really see how high your revenue is. In other words, what's the potential cost of the product, and if the product were to be lost in transit, how to really recoup from it. And by the way, when it comes to insurance, you can go with the primary insurance or the secondary insurance. So primary insurance is the insurance of the carrier, but the insurance of the carrier is not really that good. So it's just better to go with a secondary insurance provider, such as a third-party insurance that specializes in insuring products from the U.S. to Korea, for instance. And that's really something that's really good when it comes to flexibility, but also risk exposure management. So, what's the finale here? In today's conversation, I spoke to you about the cheapest shipping option from Korea to the from the U.S. You have abridgment, the services. I give you the steps you need to follow, and now the finale. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.